It's Saturday, and it's another week where I waited to the last minute to gobble up a review because I was having too much fun playing the game I needed to talk about. It's okay, I figured it out, and I like to think it came out better than expected. Come with me on an adventure in a world where music rules and an evil rich guy is trying to control everything. Fretless, the Wrath of Riffson, is an action rhythm RPG from Ritual Studios and Playdigious Originals. The game was released for the PC in the middle of July and retails for $15. Once again, I'm here to give a shout out to the developer and publisher for the key. It is my honor to be the opening act for this game. Fretless is all about a media group, Super Metal Records, and how it is attempting to use the Battle of the Bands as a way to control the flow of music. Music inhabits everything in this world, from the environment to people's everyday lives, and Super Metal Records wants to control it. The big baddie is giga rich and wants to snuff out the protagonist Rob before he enters the Battle of the Bands competition and threatens the balance of power. Riffson ushers in an army of music-themed monsters to dispatch any person who dares to make a change. The narrative is a little cookie cutter, and the characters are a little flat. I do enjoy them though, but there could have been more to characterize them. Combat is just turn-based, where at the start of each turn, Rob draws music cards that he can play exactly 3 of. There are attacks, blocks, and special moves that require you to build a crescendo of 50 to activate. Crescendo is acquired by nailing the QTEs when Rob attacks, much akin to the Paper Mario series. At the zenith of an attack, Rob will glow a yellow color, press A at the right time, and a crescendo will be gained along with some extra damage. After Rob gets done doing all his fancy footwork, it is an opponent's turn to attack, and the same QTE is applied to the enemy. When they glow, press A to block, which looks like it halves the initial damage. 4 weapons are given to the player throughout the game: the basic acoustic guitar, the slap-inducing bass guitar, and the controlling synthesizer, and the demonic 8-string. Each weapon has a unique set of cards with a central theme. I chose to go with the synthesizer because it was super colorful, and the prospect of controlling the battlefield with debuffs sounded absolutely fantastic. And it was. Each weapon offers a unique experience, and searching the world will grant the player upgrade materials and more cards to experiment with. Defeating bad guys serves up music-themed resources that are tied to upgrading cards to be more powerful, dealing more damage, block, or adding more debuffs and buffs. Weapons can also be upgraded with materials found throughout the game that impact the way they do their jobs in combat. The synthesizer, for example, builds frequency and has a specific effect for hitting a certain frequency at the end of the turn, something like damage, and the top being copying an ability. After beating up on the big baddies, then you are rewarded with pedals that offer unique advantages in combat, like playing 2 of the same name cards in a row charges more crescendo, or targeting single enemies deals damage to all enemies, and negating the reduction of block at the end of the turn. The website says Dovetail and Rob Scallon created the Fretless soundtrack, and I gotta say, it's pretty top tier music. There are lots of heavy moments that are matched perfectly by the soundtrack. Fighting a boss was an absolute blast, both because of the combat system and because of the music. As many heavy moments as there are also soft, relaxing moments, like the moments in the starting village and Drop D Beach. I always say this, but pixel graphics as an art design always blows my mind, man. Maybe I overestimate what it takes to be a good pixel artist, but Fretless looks good all of the time. I remember thinking nothing of the starting village, but then I entered the forest and audibly said wow. Then I moved on to the volcano area and just sat for a little while to take everything in. I like that music has seeped its way into the environment in the way of rock speakers. I especially like the creativity behind the monsters that Rob has to fight along his journey. The stereo spiders, the Daft Punk looking goons, and the metalheads that roam the volcano area. And for certain, the bosses. The first time I encountered the Alk Arachnid, I thought it was the coolest boss in any video game. Overall, I really liked Fretless, the Wrath of Riffson. The combat and the arsenal of weapons are unique. I like that each deck has cards to shuffle around and upgrade for a more honed-in combat experience. I like the music-themed world, the goofy-looking characters, and the soundtrack, and the look of the game is great. I just wish more love were put into the narrative and the world building. I kinda want to be a part of this music-themed world, and they kinda took that from me.